He told everyone he was dying. Cancer. Stage 4. Terminal. No cure. To the world, he was a warrior. A man facing the end with a smile. Donations poured in, thousands of dollars from people who couldn't afford it, but wanted to help a dying man live his final days in peace. But none of it was real. Not the chemo. Not the tumors. Not the courage. This is the story of a man who built a kingdom on a foundation of lies, and the moment he tried to protect that kingdom, he became one of America's most careless killers. The performance was meticulous. He shaved his head to mimic the effects of chemotherapy. He posted photos from hospital waiting rooms, usually rooms he had simply walked into while pretending to be lost. He spoke at length about the metallic taste of the drugs and the bone-deep exhaustion of the fight. Friends organized 5K runs in his honor. Strangers bought him groceries. He was the local hero of a tragedy that only existed in his mind. But as the years went on, people started to notice things. He never seemed to get thinner. His terminal diagnosis kept extending by exactly 6 months, every time a fundraiser ended. When investigators later pulled his medical history, they found the ultimate irony. The man who claimed to be fighting for his life hadn't seen a doctor in 5 years. Behind the brave survivor persona was a man drowning in a second life. He didn't just want sympathy, he wanted control. He spent the donation money on electronics, luxury items, and the lifestyle his illness shouldn't have allowed. But lies are a debt that eventually comes due with interest. A spouse, a family member, or a close friend. Someone always starts looking at the math. In this case, someone close to him began to see through the bald head and the fake fatigue. They began to ask questions. Where were the bills? Who was the oncologist? Panic set in, and for a man who had successfully faked death for years, he decided the only way to save his lie was to cause a real death. The 911 call was a masterclass in bad acting, heavy breathing, panicked screams, and a story about a mysterious intruder. When police arrived, they found a person close to him dead. Our survivor claimed he fought the intruder off. He claimed he was too weak from his cancer to save the victim. But the crime scene told a different story, and it wasn't the one he had rehearsed. For a man who had lied so convincingly for years, he turned out to be a remarkably bad criminal. He left a digital trail of breadcrumbs that a toddler could follow. He used his own phone to search how to clean blood 10 minutes before calling the police. He was caught on a neighbor's Ring camera disposing of the intruder's weapon in his own trash 10. He wasn't a mastermind. He was just a man who had forgotten that in the real world, you can't just delete a post to make the truth go away. In the interrogation room, he leaned into the sick man act. He coughed. He asked for water. He pretended to be confused. You said the intruder came through the back. But the snow on the back porch hasn't been stepped on. He changed his timeline 4 times in 20 minutes. He forgot which room he was in during the struggle. He even forgot which side of his head was supposed to be injured. Police didn't need a high-tech forensic lab to break him. They just needed to let him keep talking. Every time he opened his mouth to save himself, he tied the noose a little tighter. The brave survivor was now being exposed not as a victim, but as a clumsy, desperate murderer. The arrest sent shockwaves through the community. The people who had donated their hard-earned money felt a double betrayal. First, the miracle of his survival was a scam. Second, that scam had ended in blood. In court, the prosecution dismantled his life with surgical precision. They brought in actual doctors to testify that he was in perfect physical health, ironically, healthier than most of the people he had scammed. The terminal man was now facing a sentence that would ensure he spent the rest of his very healthy life behind bars. He wanted attention. He wanted a world that stopped and stared at his struggle. He wanted to be a hero in a story of his own making. What he got instead was infamy. Today, he is no longer a symbol of hope. He is a cautionary tale about the limits of deception. He spent years faking a death sentence, only to trade his freedom for a real one. A fake survivor, a careless killer, and a crime that proved once and for all that you can't outrun the truth, especially when you're leaving a trail that's easy to follow. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more true stories that are stranger than fiction.